Da 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 da. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Our theme song, you like it?
We do need a theme song though.
Yo, what up? This CheZZa. And with me, we have.
I'm Mr. Steven S.
Saint
And
Jason, and I'm in a good mood.
yes, and it's not from watching wrestling. But
It is.
this is. Oh, it is? Oh, this is the wrestling wrap up. Oh, man, there's so much shit that actually happened. First and foremost,
Yeah,
we
I
just have
like
to
the
have.
theme song.
Yeah, let's have a first thing confirmed. So, confirmation is you're wearing Drew McIntyre's kilt, right? You did lose.
Yeah, I lost.
Yeah. I just want to make sure that was like first thing everybody hears on the show. Just first things first.
Yeah, I lost. So I turned on the
Yeah.
freaking damn Raw, and I saw these guys in name change turn that fucking crap off.
So
Piss me off.
so if you can do me a favor and speak to one of your daughters and ask them if they can get your size for me.
Disrespect. Yo,
They would know the
you know,
sizes.
yo, Slim, you know what he just did? He went on
They
to
would
you,
know
right?
the sizes.
He cut you on the arm like this, yo, so, right? And then they parted. The skin parted like that, and then he just said, "Hold on 1 second," and he got a big dusty thing of salt and just poured it all over your arm.
No,
I'm
not really,
saying
because
she would know
I
better.
lost. I lost. I can't say nothing. I lost. It's more
I'm
like,
just saying they would know better. I'm not gonna ask you. You're not gonna be like medium. Well, how do you know? Like, you know what I mean? But she look at you and just go, "I think you're this." Boom, perfect.
Do they have them on the site, or do you have to? I feel like that's a missed opportunity, even for someone like Vince, who's as
That's true.
opportunistic as
Just
he
to
is.
have it out there, just in case somebody might want to cop one.
I
You
mean,
never know.
imagine going back,
Oh, I
like when
can't
you
go.
do that overseas trip again, and it's just a
Mm.
whole section of Drew
And what's it
McIntyre
called?
fans.
Didn't Sheamus wear it for a bit as well? I feel
yeah.
I
Sheamus
believe so.
wore it for a bit too. So it's like it just transferred over, like pretty much like a luchador mask. Like
Well, it went Piper, Ronda wore hers.
I never count Piper because Piper's Canadian. I don't know if his background is Scottish. It might
Yeah.
be. I don't know. But I'm just always like, whenever he did, I was like,
He
but you're
really does know how to play
Canadian.
the bagpipes, though.
Well then,
That's real shit.
I take back
Him
my
playing it is
criticism.
real shit. He knows that.
I take that back then because no, I didn't know it. I've seen one close up, and you look at it and you're like, what? You do what? You do what? Like in high
Here's the
school,
funny thing.
like they tried to show us that, and we're just like, no, like
Here's the funny
there's no
thing about it,
way.
though. Here's the funny thing about this, though. Who's the first person that says this works? This is what
Like,
I'm gonna do. I'm gonna blow into this bag and make it
listen,
sounds.
there's a lot of things in this world that you're like, who's the first one to think of this? Truthfully. Okay, before we get into the wrestling, I'll tell you this one because this one's hilarious. So there was a girl who just like saw a meme and realized that they use beaver, like, what's the word? Secretions for vanilla flavoring. You had that conversation too. Remember, you had that conversation.
Yeah,
with
we
the girl.
did a couple of
Yeah,
years
yeah,
ago.
yeah, 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 yeah. So I just saw that again. So, and she was like, I can't believe they would do that. Why don't they put it on the label? And I was like, they actually do put it on the label. They call it castoreum.
Yeah.
As
Oh, it wasn't that
castoreum,
far back. It
if
wasn't that
you
far back.
don't
Okay.
look it up, yeah, it's not that far back. If you don't look it up, you'll never know it's secretions from a beaver's anus. That's the vanilla that you like. So they've stopped
like-
using it now that a lot more people has figured it out. But we'll say from like 96 and down, if you had anything vanilla flavoring, I don't have to finish that. Man. I don't have to finish that. I don't have to finish that. Like, if you had anything vanilla before that,
I mean, well, damn.
Well, damn. Well, yeah.
Shit.
So yeah.
I be making French toast with vanilla and all that type of stuff for me to just gobbling that up and
vanilla Coke, vanilla Pepsi.
We're making pancakes though.
I wasn't a vanilla Coke type of person.
So yeah, cornmeal. How many times did you have cornmeal porridge as a child?
And you have to have vanilla.
You have to. Dang, yep. So it goes. And it goes back to that thing. Who was the first one to find that out?
And why were they so experimental?
Why? What? It's... Yeah. Yeah. So anyways, back to wrestling. Talking about experimental. Did you guys watch AEW Blood and Guts?
No.
Did you, Slim, watch AEW Blood and Guts?
I didn't even know it was on until this morning.
I watched it.
I saw some sort of botch or something like that.
I had an alarm. I got Ro to message me as soon as it started. Because you know he's watching a show anyway. So just let me know once it starts. So he let me know when it started.
Question.
It wasn't bad.
Going back to watch again? Or
no? I'm not.
Never mind. I'll say it again.
Like, it was an interesting match. Like, the people on the teams, they are good wrestlers. You know what I mean? So it was a good match. The ending was, I don't know. The ending was just like, so they're doing the whole thing within the SK War Games, right? So they're doing the whole War Games. Pinnacle always had the advantage. They were first in, so they always had the advantage of the one over. And they did enough spots. Warlow and Jack Hager, Sammy got mashed up a lot. It was decent. Like, what's his name? Got broke open from FTR. I believe it was Dax. He got busted open. It wasn't bad. This whole busted open thing, like, that's a whole another thing to me. Like, that's now when you think about it, it's kind of funny that they say that. Hey, especially when you think about like rap busting it open. And they're like, yo, I got busted open. But anyways. That whole thing is like, I'm starting to like look at blood like it's kind of pointless. Like blood just happens all the time for any reason. You don't even know why anymore. It's just blood.
It's gotta be. It's gotta be a reason.
And it's
gotta be.
And it's not just like a regular bleeding. They always have like the what's
flare,
it, like mask. Yeah, it's like it has to be a lot of blood. I'm just like,
remember when Flair's hair used to be like soaked in red?
Yeah, because remember that.
Go from blonde to red.
Remember, you get a lot of blood. You get that blood versus you.
Hashtag
right?
Eve.
All you gotta do is press on it, and all that blood and the sweat mix together. And there you go. And he just sold out the crowd.
It's true, but it just, I don't know. The blood was there. But anyway, so they did the whole match. They try, like, the whole rule of it was you have to wait till everybody comes into the ring before you can actually pin somebody or do anything. So some people got... Yeah, that's the rules. Okay. I am, honestly, I'm not big into war games, so I didn't know the rules. Like, Blood and Guts might have been, like, my first war games.
Oh, you never watched? Okay, you never watched it.
Yeah. Because the other one was NXT, and I'm not that guy. Like, everybody has that argument, like, AEW. They're like, oh, but they're beating NXT. I'm like, I didn't care about NXT in the first place.
Was it WCW pay-per-view, though?
Well, that's another thing. WCW, it doesn't matter.
See, I watched WCW. So
yeah, well, WCW wasn't my thing.
Oh, war games.
Yeah. But yeah, so I forget what happens, but MJF and Chris Jericho end up on the top of the War Games thing. They're putting each other in holds, moves, finishes, all that shit. So MJF is pretty much like holding Jericho over the edge. And he's like, I'll throw him over if you guys don't surrender. So they surrendered. That's a very weird word to use in wrestling. I don't know. Now, as I say it, it's
Not
weird
really.
to say about I surrender.
Yeah,
It's a wrestling match. You either throw in
That's
the
old
white
school.
towel or you give up. Surrender. You forfeit, man. Like
yeah.
surrender is not a sports term to me. Like you don't surrender. Tell me a sport you surrender in.
But it's
No,
war
tell me
games.
but I
It's war
guess.
games. War. I
I,
surrender.
I guess. Okay.
Come on,
I'll give you
MC.
that. I'll
Come
give
on,
you. I'll give
MC.
you that. I'll give you that. So
That made sense out of nonsense.
I'll give it to him.
No, I give it to him.
So
I give it to him. He made sense out of
I'm
nonsense because
I'm
it
shooting
wasn't.
them bail. You know I'm in a good mood when I'm shooting AEW some bail.
All right. So he holds it. They say, "I surrender. I surrender. I surrender." So ding, ding, ding. Pinnacle wins. What I didn't like about that is Pinnacle still hasn't actually beat Inner Circle. So Inner Circle's already beat them like twice on TV, like busted their ass, not in matches, but like gave MJF a swirly type shit, beat their asses. Then there was a time that Pinnacle beat their ass, then they turn around and beat their ass instead. And now, like, they finally have this match to beat them. And the way they win isn't by beating them, is by making them surrender. So when they surrender, MJF goes, I'm throwing them off anyway. Throws Jericho off. Bomb.
Yeah. He's a
He
heel.
throws him onto the steel board, you know what I mean? Steel plate thing. He lands bomb. You see the crash pad underneath, what it is, whatever. But as you look, the steel plates aren't steel
You didn't
plates.
see that.
The steel plates are cardboard. So
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
it looked more like it was a comfortable drop for Jericho. He didn't look kind of scared. He just kind of fell back into it like yes, boom. But yeah,
You remember when
all
Ashley
in all, it
Simpson
wasn't a bad
was on
match.
SNL
A
and they
long
had
time
the
ago, I
track of her
feel
lip
like it was
syncing?
when. Yes, yes, yes,
They
yes,
caught her
yes,
lip
yes.
syncing and she just starts dancing.
She did the
That's
weird
it.
dance. Yeah, yeah, yeah. She did the weird dance. Like, yeah, yeah. But yeah, so yeah, Blood and Guts, all in all, wasn't bad. The finish was kind of funny just because the Jericho thing. So it kind of throws it off because you laugh at the end because you see the cardboard and all that shit. So it kind of takes away from what you saw. But minus that, it wasn't bad. Am I checking
And
for
Rose's
AEW
defense of
next
this
week?
was
I don't even think I asked them about it yet. I don't even think I asked them about it. Told me when it was on. I think he said something about Jericho, making fun
what
of
was
Jericho.
his
But I believe he
what was
loves
his
it.
reaction to the exploding match? Because I don't know.
Oh, he knows. He
I can't
knows it was
remember if I
bad. He
got
knows
it
it
or
was bad.
not.
No, he knows it's bad. He keeps saying he's gonna come back onto the show so he can come give AEW a positive side because we tear it apart. I said we do it on purpose, just for him.
Positive side.
Yeah. He's one of those guys.
This whole
Um,
this whole segment
positive.
is really for one person. So you're welcome.
Pretty much. Yeah. Blood and
The
guts.
positive side is Samoa Joe to AEW.
I don't know. That's
I have no
still
idea.
I don't know.
I think he'd be better off going back to TNA. TNA looks like it's trying to push up on AEW right now.
Or he goes to the what's it called? Cody way. Start making noise again. Like go show up on every
Slim
show.
said
Don't sign with nobody.
A&W.
Go with everybody. A and W. I messed that up a lot.
They are
And
a
I like
burger
A and
family.
W.
They're a burger family.
You can get the Dusty Burger, the Cody Burger, the Brandy Burger.
I hear that the
Oh,
WWE
man.
wants to make partnerships with
Oh yeah. I heard they're building that already, but that makes sense. MLW has a good roster with them. You know what I mean? Like they actually have a good roster. They have Jacob Fatu. I think that's the only one I really care for. Jacob Fatu. I
Jacob
want.
Fatu, and they have that guy who's that he's not a 24-hour champ, but it's like a champ that anybody can challenge him for the title, whatever.
Oh, okay. I know. I believe Leo Rush is with them too.
Yeah, he's the cruiserweight champion.
But my thing is, remember when we were talking about Jacob Fatu? If they brought somebody from the outside as like Roman Reigns' bodyguard, like a new like bodyguard outside of Jay, that's the one I always wanted.
Yeah.
He's just like a big dude.
Mm.
So, but the only reason they say he hasn't signed with WWE is because he has a record. He's had a few run-ins with the law. I'm like, man, so did the Hardys.
The whole family has a whole running with the look at the Usos.
I think his are different. Well, yeah, Usos came, I guess, after being signed, so they're kind of like, meh. And
MVP still can't come to Canada if they do a show. MVP gotta stay home. MVP can't cross the border.
A lot of them actually. But it's all about your.
I don't know if R-Truth can cross the border anymore. I think R-Truth still gotta stay back.
They leaned on his
That's crazy.
his jail record pretty heavy, like in his first run, especially when they were building him back up after the losing streak.
I know for a fact MVP could have, when we had a show over here, MVP couldn't make it, and he had the title, and he's supposed to come over and defend the title. He couldn't make it. I think he's a U.S. champ at that time. He couldn't make it.
Canada's strict. Like Canada don't play.
Mm.
Canada like keeps up everybody. That's why I remember Buster said he's not coming to Canada. He's like he hates the border. He's never coming for a show because he's like the border sucks. Like I gotta sit there at the border, and even when you get to the border, you're not even sure you're gonna make it across. So you book all these dates.
Buster's one of the few people that I still haven't seen live that I need to see live.
You won't see him in Toronto. You won't see him in Toronto. Well, yeah. So that is outside of that. I didn't watch anything else on AEW. It was just, that match was interesting for what it was. Like the internet's blowing up. People are either they like it or they don't like it. It was decent. It's like the match was pretty much WWE guys. Like the other ones who weren't WWE were what? On the Pinnacle side?
Guevara.
Oh, MJF. No, Pinnacle side. MJF. He has FTR with him. He has Shawn Spears with him and Wardlow. So MJF, Wardlow. Other side, Jericho, Sammy Guevara. So Sammy. Oh, maybe their side has a little more. Penta and what's it called? Oh no, Santana and Pride and Powerful or whatever they call themselves. LAX. And Jack Hager. So Jack Hager, Jericho. That's enough. I'm not thinking that deep into it. But yeah, about half of them were WWE guys. So they should have had a good match in the first place because they learned at the other place. And speaking of the other place, should we go into SmackDown first? SmackDown, did you guys end up watching the big match? Bryan versus Roman Reigns. Either for the belt or match. Bryan had to leave SmackDown. You watch it, Slim?
I saw clips of it.
Say that again?
I saw clips of it. Match looked decent.
It wasn't a bad match at all. It was it was a dope match. Like these two can go though, right? But yeah. So Trace, what do you think of the match?
First of all, kudos to WWE for making it loser. Bryan leaves SmackDown and not the Thunderdome.
Yeah.
Then he'd really have to go. But yeah, good match. Good way to open the possibilities.
Well, I heard his contract.
Is his contract up or not?
No, well, they're saying at first his contract's not up until later on this year, but they're saying no, his contract's actually up now.
Yeah.
So he's a free agent, but they say he might pull a Ziggler and just stick around, right? He goes body body wise, family wise, I guess he likes. I guess he liked the role of him being backstage because with him backstage, you see who got the push. Right?
True.
You see the guys who got the push when he was backstage saying, "Okay, but we're gonna push these guys." And there were people that were finally saying, "Yeah, okay, yeah, give these guys a push." See? If he
True.
wasn't there, you think Cesaro right now would be getting the push? You know what I'm saying?
What I mean, he's at the moment technically he's Cesaro's mouthpiece.
But I'm
He
saying
came out
exactly.
to be Cesaro's mouthpiece on the mic to be like, I will speak for Cesaro, and then he said the whole thing that he deserved the belt. He does all this to Roman Reigns. Like it tells you, like he's out there to. I see him doing that, like not Paul Heyman, but more of just like a mouthpiece for the other people. He might go down to NXT, have a bunch of good matches, go to Raw, have a bunch of good matches. I say even if like WWE is really into that whole thing where like they're not against working with other people or other promotions, whatever, use Daniel Bryan for it. You know what I mean? Just if Daniel Bryan, wherever Daniel Bryan wants to go, boom. The contract still goes through WWE. And you create your storyline through that. So Bryan could be on his like you can make this like his last
Farewell
hoorah,
tour.
you know what I mean? His farewell tour. So he's stopping everywhere. You know what I mean? He's not even trying to win belts. Or he could be. You can use it either way. It's either he just wants to have good matches with the people of his choice all over the world, but Kenny Omega already has that belt collector thing going on, so I don't see.
Now let me say this. Let me say this.
Yeah.
The only thing that would put me in a bad mood this week is if they end up booking Bryan versus Omega and they put Omega over, I will leave this show and I will stop watching wrestling.
Daniel, I see Daniel Bryan actually doing it though. Or I can see him doing it as a storyline.
It will be a duo.
Where what's it called? If he does the farewell tour, he might do one-offs in some promotions, and maybe best of 3 in the other ones. You know what I mean? So if he goes to New Japan, it goes him and Okada. What's it called? For 3 matches. So he gets one, he gets another, then Okada gets the last one, or some shit like crazy like that. You know what I mean? And do the same thing with Kenny. Say it again.
He was never an NXT champion, was he?
No, I don't believe so. No, not at all. I believe when he was NXT, it was more of the reality show. Yeah. But yeah, so I can see them using Daniel Bryan and having him just doing that tour, going to all the different places. Same time, WWE's like, look, you see, we are open to working with other people, and just ending like helping him end off of that.
Send to every other organization to win a title belt because he's won ROH title, he's won Raw, he's won.
Think about this. He didn't even have to win the belts.
Now, do you think WWE is really going to play nice like that?
I'm saying it benefits them. It can benefit them. If they want to look like they have that goodwill within their company, using Daniel Bryan will benefit them. Because every show they'll make money off of, everybody will be like, you see, WWE wants to work with all of us. It makes everybody else turn around and go, oh, we always thought they weren't like this. Now we know. It can change their image if it looks like they're ready to work with people. And using Daniel Bryan on an R-rated show, that's their highest rated show. You put him on Impact, that's going to be their highest rated pay-per-view.
I'm going to give you 2 reasons why this isn't going to work. Vince McMahon.
I'm telling you, I said if. This is all an if. This is like, that if is past where Vince is like, you know what? Yeah. We want the goodwill. It has to be about the goodwill. If Vince says yes, boom, they go do it. If they choose to do it, Daniel Bryan's the best one to do it because Daniel Bryan's a loyal guy too. He's not going to turn around and try to fuck them over in the end. Plus, his family's pretty much tied up with WWE. Through the Bellas, Laurinaitis now. Like, he's tied up in WWE. You know what I mean? And like the Bellas, they're not looking to go wrestle anywhere else. They don't want to wrestle anywhere else. They're WWE till the death. Laurinaitis, he's not trying to work anywhere else.
No.
You know what I mean? So everybody around Daniel Bryan is
Can you
WWE
imagine?
hardcore.
Can you imagine if he had to future endeavor the Bellas?
He wouldn't do it. He wouldn't do it.
For
Come on
whatever
now.
reason. Imagine something happened and he had to.
He wouldn't.
That'd
If
be
by the time he does it,
crazy.
that was a conversation he already had with their mother. He's like, listen, as long as you're not mad at me, I'm fine. True say, the twins can be mad, but you're the one I gotta live with. You're the one I gotta deal with. And those are your kids. Technically not mine. Still not mine. They're not kids no more. But yeah. So that was pretty much SmackDown. Daniel Bryan lost. He has to leave SmackDown, which leaves the door open for Raw, NXT, and his whole farewell tour. Where would you like to see him end up, Daniel Bryan, at this point in his life?
I would say New Japan, but I don't really watch it.
Yeah.
He's already
Did
there.
you?
I think it would be a big move.
When Jericho fought Kenny Omega, did you watch it? Were you interested in it?
I want to see it.
Mm.
Because I kind of knew who Kenny Omega was, right? Because again, Kenny Omega to me he's a fairly new wrestler to me, based on me watching Jericho from he was Lionheart Chris Jericho, right? Just before he came from New Japan. So I'm learning Kenny Omega through watching little things of New Japan wrestling or watching him with Cody and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it's just now, okay, who is this guy? Who is this guy I keep on hearing about? Because I keep on hearing about him, right? I'm like, so if he's this big dude, if he's such a big wrestler, how come he's not in WWE? That was my always thing, right? WWE is where the big boys play. How come this Kenny Omega has never been? I hear about these 5-star matches he's having, these 6-star matches he's having. I'm like, yo, all these matches they're having, they're not in WWE. Who's giving these Dave Metzler's giving these guys these 5-star, 6-star matches? I'm like, okay, who is this guy? Start watching them. But still, can he hang in WWE?
No, I can see him. Talking wise, no.
They will flatten him.
Running around and stuff. Yeah. He runs around. He'll figure it out. And plus, he'd have to go through NXT as well.
But that roster would love to make an example of him.
No, because he'd still have to go through NXT, the whole school part, right?
I don't know.
Like they'd have to put him through some training first before putting him on the roster. Usually they try to give them a little something before. So, but then Omos was there for a very long time, man. You know.
Do you think a guy like? I don't think a guy like Kenny Omega would go. I don't think he'd go to the NXT roster. I think they'd put him straight to the main roster.
They have to put him in NXT. They'd have to put him in NXT. They have to get him acclimated to their style. Like, that's one thing. He's never been trained. Everything is him. He trained himself. So they have to get him acclimated to work like they do. He doesn't do that. He doesn't like. There's a lot of stuff when you watch Kenny on TV now. You're looking at him. You're like, oh, you haven't been trained like that. Because you shouldn't have your back to the crowd at this point. You shouldn't be doing like it's. He has to worry about camera angles. He has to worry about all that stuff.
Always know where the camera is.
Yeah, like WWE is not just come out and we're gonna run around you. No, you got to be sure of all this shit while you're moving. And that's what the Performance Center is. Like Performance Center is to kick out all those bad habits that you have from the indies and to learn how to work on their TV show. Because it's totally different. That's why when you see WWE people who've been trained go to other places, they're miles ahead of everybody because they understand how to work all this. Everybody's still running around like they're in an auditorium.
Especially when you see, for instance, I'll give you 2 examples. Braun Strowman when he does his, or like even like any move that's a turnbuckle move. It's always the turnbuckle to the bottom left hand corner, right? To the one to the right hand corner, right?
Yeah.
You barely see it from the left hand. You barely see it from the left hand top to the bottom right because it doesn't do good for the camera angle. When
In the way
Shane
people
McMahon,
watch.
yeah, and when Shane McMahon does his coast to coast, right? It's never the bottom
It's
turnbuckle.
always
It's never the other top. It's always the two top
it's
ones.
the top right to the
camera
left.
Yep.
And I think that's
Oh, yeah.
and you are right. I think that's the problem with AEW. Those guys do not know their angles. So when you're watching it, you're just like, okay, you guys are all over the place. And I think it's like almost we're so used to a structure. To us, it looks sloppy and confusing. You know what I'm saying?
But it's
almost like
not just the wrestlers. Their cameramen don't know which angles to hit either. You know what I mean?
it's
Like that's the thing that WWE's trained themselves to figure out. But if you look back, even like the old camera, like the old shows, the Mid-South and all them shits, they all are shot like that. They don't have many camera angles, but you'll see they hit the right one. The people know where the cameras are. They've always to work around the cameras. Like AEW is like the first promotion that you're not learning how to work around cameras.
and they use the wrong. I think they use the wrong turnbuckle all the time. They always use that bottom right turnbuckle.
Want to know what's the worst thing they did to me? When they had Shaq come in tagging, and Shaq was standing at the bottom of the ring in the middle, waiting for a tag. As the viewer,
you can't see his face,
and he's in 7 feet in the middle of the shot. So while they're fighting in the middle of the ring, you can't see it because Shaq is standing right there in front of it. And I'm like, WWE would have ran him. Like the ref would have been like, "Yo, Shaq, go to the corner." You know what I mean? They would have. You got to get out that way, man. You're right in the way of the TV. Like you're right in the way of the shot. Like that's the thing. Like you look at WWE, every finisher move goes right back to the middle, and they're always facing the camera.
Yeah.
Vince would have been going nuts in that referee's ear, saying, "Do you not see what's going on there? What you would have,
You would have been crazy.
And it would have been the referee's fault. It would have been the referee's fault because the referee like, you know better. Like you got to. That's why I have you out there. You're my director. You're my director basically when I'm on the stage. Move these guys where they need to be moved to get them in the right angles.
A lot of people don't know. A lot of people
don't know. But that's the thing.
From gorilla to color to referee to wrestlers.
Yep.
That's the channel it's going through. Those are where the plays are coming from backstage, but they're being volleyed into the commentator. The commentators are cueing the ref. The ref's got be the general in the ring.
Doesn't the ref have the thing in his ear too? Well, I think it could be WWE. With WWE, I think they mic'd up everybody. So no matter what they say, they have like that panel switch thing. So if he's like talk to the ref, switch it to the ref, switch it. But it's WWE. They've been it for so long that that's what they're doing. But yeah,
it's
the regular way. The regular way is
it's like watching the founder, the story on McDonald's, and how the guys who created it constantly are going over the placement of everything and how the workers are moving, and it's a science. It's more than just you think it's just burgers and fries. It's not. It's real estate.
No,
it's
everything is placed in like how you said, like corner to corner. There's a reason why they always go left to right, because as we read, we're used to looking to the left to the right. So when actions happen left to right, it's smooth. When it goes right to left, it's kind of chaotic to our eyes. So a lot of things when the bad guy does something might be right to left because it becomes chaotic to us. Like, oh shit, that's, you know what I mean? And the left to right is the good side because it's so smooth. Like everything is like, there's so many visual cues, sound cues, and all that shit. Like that's why WWE was like, yo, we're pumping in who cares? We're pumping the sound in. They had to pump the sound in because those cues weren't being hit anymore. Like when we know they're pumping it in, but if a match is going good and they pump in, this is awesome, we might at that moment be like, yes, it is. And then we're like, oh, they're feeding it to us. You know what I mean? But initial reaction is always like,
Yeah.
with it. So like everything is
Yeah.
more than just this and that. Like there's always way more plans. But yeah,
Because when wrestling first went into what they're doing now, it sounded like old school wrestling. Like wrestling we used to watch when we were like 8. There was no one in the ring in the back. Like used to come on Saturdays on. I used to get on channel 8. I mean channel 11, and it was always like I know Iron Mike versus what I'm saying, somebody else, or Barry Horowitz versus somebody else, or
Iron Mike.
you know what I'm
Iron
saying.
Mike Sharp.
Right? Yeah, Iron Mike. It's always one of those guys versus somebody, right?
Barry Horowitz.
But there was nobody in the ring, or no one in the stadium, and it was just boring. We just watched it because it was wrestling. I think they're doing that right now. I think they did that and it's like, you know what, we got to change it up. As I said, bring in the music, bring in those cues, get the people hyped up.
They
have
added
the NXT.
They added train sounds.
Yeah,
they took that away.
To
They took that
Braun
back.
Strowman running.
They took that back, but they left the birds.
I know,
Yeah,
but like they did it.
They left the birds flying out of Riddle's ass. WrestleMania, one was a pirate. Bruh. And who the fuck who's the one on commentary that Brian Saxton. Brian Saxton. He's like he loves when those birds come out. He gets so excited. It's just like I can't deal with I don't know. But yeah, well, let's talk about shit we can't deal with. We're going to go to Raw. So, this segment is called
Raw.
Why is this happening? So,
I'm gonna tag it Raw. Period.
You gotta
why
put it,
is this?
You gotta
No,
put it
no.
up.
You gotta break it down.
No, I disagree. Raw had some good moments.
That's why I won't say all of Raw, but
bright spots.
Okay, you can go to your bright spots first. Let me get to my why
me.
is this happening. Go ahead.
I like Mansoor.
That was dope.
Like Angel Garza getting a win on Raw.
Oh, that's a big point.
I like Humberto Carrillo being back on the main stage. I have a little bit of hope for this roster.
As you say that, did you notice that it seems with this Raw, it's almost they're kind of starting a little fresh with new things. Because as you say, every person you just said was a new face to Raw. So they brought Mansoor to Raw. Angel Garza had a match with what's his name? Drew
Gulak.
Drew Gulak. That's another face we haven't seen there. You know what I mean? And then who else did you say? Who else did you say? Hold on.
Humberto Carrillo's back.
Carrillo. So it's like bit by bit they're bringing back new people. Maybe they're trying to bring in some fresh faces, fresh fights, whatever. So yes, that isn't up. So that's not my why is this happening? But I believe the first match of the night was New Day versus AJ and Omos. And Omos just kept talking. He just kept talking and talking and talking. And the more he talked, the more I heard Shaq. I was like,
he should not be talking.
This guy's not scary. He sounds goofy.
He shouldn't have been talking the whole time.
At all, man. I couldn't believe he was talking.
Like, you know what it's like? It's like when you first heard Tyson. It's like when you first heard Tyson talking. You were like, yo, I can't believe that voice is coming out of that person.
This man sounded exactly like
Shaq.
Mike,
his voice
like
is
the
high,
slow.
but he's got to fight.
That's why I say Shaq, because he sounded just like Shaq to me. And you're not gonna come. Like, what are you talking? Stop friggin' talking. You don't have to talk. But no, he just kept talking. And I was
like, let AJ. That's what AJ's there for.
Wasn't that the whole point of AJ being there?
You would think.
And he was making. Oh, I wish. Okay, next time I'm gonna start writing this shit down because he was making sounds.
You gotta put the graphic up. Why is this happening?
Yeah, why is this happening? I'm gonna build it. Yes, because, bro, It was just upsetting. It was very upsetting.
We shouldn't have heard him talk for another year or so, if that.
There we go. Here we go. So New Day come out. They say whatever to New Day. Almost says, enough. I've heard of enough from you morons, and it seems like I didn't knock enough sense into you at WrestleMania. Well, you won't be able to laugh or walk after I'm done with you tonight. Come to the ring and get this work. In Almost voice. So Shaquille O'Neal voice. Why is he saying so much? Why? Why is he saying so much? I was like, yo, why is this man even talking?
We shouldn't hear him at all.
At all. He just be like a beast.
He needs a manager.
That's what AJ's supposed to be.
He needs a manager.
He has
AJ's
a
supposed to
manager.
be him. He has a manager. You can't say he needs one. AJ is right there. AJ's been his mouthpiece this whole time. All he's had to do is stand up and bodyguard. That's it. When AJ says get him, he get him. That's it.
No,
he doesn't have to talk. He doesn't have to call nobody a moron. You know who wrote that for him. We know who wrote that for him. Moron. Bro.
You know he needs somebody like sensational shit.
You're just naming names now.
He just needs somebody. He needs
AJ was doing just fine.
He's got one of
but
the
AJ's
best
a wrestler,
talkers.
though.
It's fine, but he has one of the best talkers for him. It was like Shawn Michaels and Diesel. Diesel didn't have to talk because Shawn was there to talk for him. Not until he got to get his at a point where you started seeing that he was breaking away, and then he started talking. Boom. All right, understand. But he's not breaking away from AJ. He doesn't have to. He doesn't have to talk. Yeah. This is like Scooby Doo and Scrappy Doo. Like Scooby just walks and Scrappy runs around. That's the only
reason why you're pairing them.
I don't know, but that was my first. Why is this happening? There's no other reason. Like
there's no. They should have almost in NXT.
I don't know. This is like what's his name? If what's his name starts talking now, Commander Aziz.
He almost did.
Commander Aziz.
Kato?
Don't get me started with his and then the Nigerian nail. Did I tell you he's actually half Nigerian? He really is half Nigerian.
That's your man.
He really is. I was like, you got so lucky, man. Lucky, man. Really is Nigerian.
So what's the excuse for the bad accent?
They're Americanized. What do you want? They're Americanized. Well, he's actually from Poland, so I don't know. Aziz is from Poland, so I don't know.
He's from Poland?
Yeah, he's from Poland. He played football over there before he came to America. Different, but yeah, things are going.
Oh, European? I mean, like
not European, American football in Europe.
Oh, he's playing for EuroLeague.
Not the NFL, but whatever football league they have there, American Football League they have there. He played for like a Polish team. But yeah, he lived out. He was born and raised out there and everything. Half Nigerian and Polish. Which is kind of funny because most Polish people I've met are about 5'5" and shorter. And he's like almost 7 feet, if not. Wow, David.
He's a big
wow. Holy. Tell David to turn his laugh down, please. I heard that. Wow.
That's another floor. That's another floor.
I know. Turn him down like shit. But okay, yeah. So moving on to the second. Why is this happening? So I think she's gonna retire. Like, I'm gonna retire her in this whole thing because ever since I started this, Alexa Bliss just keeps doing shit that makes me sit back and be like, why is this happening? Did you guys see her promo?
No.
Okay. You saw the promo, Trace. So, first and foremost,
yeah,
this fake devil shit is stupid. Like when she keeps saying stupid shit like it was a nightmare come true. Like, bro, stop faking with me, man. Stop with the foolishness, man. Stop with the foolishness. Stop acting
Someone
like
make yeah.
it's stupid. Like, think about that. Imagine Bray said something stupid like that. We wouldn't have co-signed that man at all. At all. It was a nightmare come true. Like, stop with the foolfulness,
Yeah,
man. Like,
but
it's
Bray
like,
would say something like that.
you know what? Actually, it sounds like
I can see
an
Bray saying
Adams
something like
family. It sounds like an Adams family quote. Like, no, I don't know. Maybe it's the way she delivered it, but I can't see Bray saying it like that because she just said it in like puns. Like, it was weird. And then she gets the doll, and they sing a song. I forget what the song's about, but they sang it, and it wasn't
I'm
2
pretty sure she
bars.
did too.
It wasn't 4 bars. It wasn't 8 bars.
Yeah, she
I
hit
give
me
her a
with the
16. I think she dropped a 16 on us.
She gave you a fresh
Singing.
16.
Singing a song with her doll.
Monday Night Bars.
Bro, listen. I don't get why it's happening. But again, she said her doll has found somebody, has her eyes on somebody. Her doll Lily, which is another stupid pun because it's stupidly like you can tell it's about Lilith, the freaking that's like Satanism 101. And I'm not even a Satanist. Like what like I can't deal with it. It's like it's so stupid. Like Rose gonna love this part. Truly. Rose like, see, at least he's giving it to WWE too. But like it's stupid. Like I can't but like the singing at least she wasn't on a was she
I've
on the
been saying
swing?
it was dumb.
Was she on the swing? I think she was on the swing. And she had this thing like
Probably.
look in my eye.
That's her thing.
I don't know. I'm done, man. I'm done, man. It just I don't get why it's happening. I don't get why it's happening. Um before I move on because it's stressing me
Oh,
out.
also, was Bray on Raw this week?
No, he wasn't. I think it's been like since she broke away from him, he hasn't been on Raw again. So
No, he was on Raw the
honestly
next night after SmackDown. After WrestleMania.
He was?
And he didn't make mention of it,
maybe
remember?
they had the whole conversation or no, yeah, he didn't make
Yeah.
mention of yeah, you're right. But since then, I don't think he's been on.
He was like, oh, it was like the return of the Firefly Funhouse, but they haven't.
Yeah, and then he
they
was
haven't done
like
anything since the
bad
first
friends and all that
return,
stuff,
so-
whatever. Yeah, but yeah, since then they haven't done anything. Since then, I think that's about 3 weeks ago. I would say about. And Alexa Bliss has just been doing her promos, talking about she's gonna fight somebody. They have their eyes on somebody. But yeah, that was them. So that was another why is this happening? And this one is kind of on the fence. So somebody's coming back to WWE. A woman wrestler is coming back to WWE. And when she comes, it will be a new evolution.
Oh
Do you
my
know who's
God,
coming?
man.
Do you know who's coming
Yeah,
back to
I saw
WWE?
Yes.
It is an evolution. All Red Everything is coming to the Red brand. Isn't it ironic? Don't you think? No? All Red Everything coming to the Red brand?
I never understood
To start
that from her from
the
day one.
women's evolution? It's because she was
to care like
she was a very pretty
this
girl.
is like her third comeback.
With makeup.
Third, oh yeah, I'd say third.
I've never seen one person that hasn't gotten over get like 3 tries like this. Promos
Listen.
and everything.
They're bringing her back, and it's not about wrestling.
She was never over.
She will be wrestling, but bringing her back is not about wrestling. When I go to my corner store, I go to the corner store and there's a sticker, Rockstar, whatever, and there's Eva
Gotcha.
Marie sitting there sitting there in a Rockstar energy drink ad, and it says Eva Marie, WWE wrestler. That's what she's there for. She's pretty. Put her out in the front, like put her out
Gotcha.
there, like she's
Gotcha.
modeling. Boom, throw some WWE gear on her. Trust me, if WWE smart, she's gonna have the
Hey,
best
long,
gear out.
long time they
She's
don't
gonna
have
have
a
the
diva.
best gear out, and she's always gonna be close to the top of the card, and you're gonna wonder why. And it's
Long time
that's her reason why.
they haven't had a diva. I even heard rumors that they want to bring back the Diva Championship.
She might even try to bring it back, and they might even use her to do that. The evolution is upon us. Get your red do-rags. Oh, Trace is ready. Trace is ready.
You know what is also red? You know what's also red? A stop sign, and that's exactly what WWE should do it now. Stop.
Jeez. You're just so pent up with aggression. Why? It's Eva Marie. Come on. She's great.
Because I was in a good mood about Monday Night
Yeah,
Raw.
you sound like you're in a
for
good
the
mood
first
earlier. Now you
time
heard this
in a
nice
long
and get a
time.
bad mood.
And then you
So how'd
reminded
you-
me of that.
So how do you feel about Charlotte versus Dana Brooke? As Charlotte squashed Dana Brooke. Squashed her. She came back, squashed. Then she refused to break the hold. Rose came in. And yeah, that's about it. Charlotte just squashing everybody now. And then Sonya Deville and Adam Pearce were still beefing. Yeah. Sheamus went after Humberto Carrillo. And then John Morrison fought Damian Priest. I can't wait till they break up Morrison and Miz. Like, Morrison needs to go do his own thing now. Like, him and Miz have done what they had to do. Like, Morrison should be out there doing his own thing.
They feel a few pay-per-views late on that, don't they?
Yeah, but do it now. Like, do it now. Like, Morrison, like, WrestleMania's done. You did the Bad Bunny thing, whatever. Cool. Let Morrison go. Like, let Morrison do his thing now. Like,
Yeah,
let him
Morrison
go
shine,
through.
though.
Throw him on SmackDown if you want to. You know what I mean? Like, just make sure he's opposite of Ziggler. Don't put him on the same show as Ziggler, because they look alike to me. It's kind of weird. I would never want to see the two of them in a match. I wouldn't know who was who.
And he can have some really good singles matches.
100%. 100%. Like, anytime he gets a little moment to shine, the shit he does, I was like, why don't you let this man just wrestle himself? He will keep people watching because you never know what the fuck he's going to do. And 100%, whatever parkour shit he does makes sense. It really makes sense in the ring. Because this man is so used to jumping off of buildings and doing twists and turns that even when he hits somebody, he can still land it perfectly. Man. I don't know.
He can put a bunch of guys over.
Exactly.
Easily with some great matches.
Exactly. It's not like when he went to Impact, he didn't raise them up. You know what I mean? Or when he went to remember, everywhere he was going, he was changing his name. Like Lucha Underground, he was what, Johnny Mundo. He went to Impact, it was Johnny Impact. You know what I mean? Like, those are the two biggest ones I remember. When every time he went, he was Johnny something. It was just, oh man, they need to
like
give him a
Shaq.
solo act.
And Shaq goes to another team and has a new name.
And a new number. I've been watching too many of them shit too. And yeah, they need to break Damian Priest away from them as well. I don't know what or who he should fight next.
This guy has been fighting these guys since March.
Bad Bunny already won. Like, Bad Bunny pretty much beat them. So he shouldn't have an issue with this.
Where's Aleister Black at? That would be a dope. I think that'd be a dope rivalry.
Well, remember, they're still trying to.
Aleister Black
I think they did. They dropped a vignette for Aleister Black's newest shit. on SmackDown. So he's coming back on SmackDown.
He's
But
on.
that would
He's
be
on
kind of
Smack. I don't know.
yeah. He's on SmackDown. Is it
Okay.
SmackDown? I believe it's SmackDown.
That would
But
have been
yeah,
a good
they've
feud.
been having his vignettes. Yeah, a
I
feud
feel
or
like he's on
tag team.
SmackDown.
Imagine feud or tag team. Like they both still like have that same type of look together. That rock and roll look, but still like tall,
Yeah.
badass shit. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
how did I forget? So I was gonna put this in. Why is this happening? Then I just kind of was just like, who cares? So Cedric and Shelton went up against the Lucha House Party and lost. I was like, so I'm like, why is this happening? Like, why is this happening? Like, why did they go from Hurt Business to losing the Lucha House Party? But then Cedric asked the same question
Go
of
from
Shelton.
top 10 to not mention it all. It's your Boston with your Wally versus better than yours. Matter of fact, you had the worst flow in the whole fucking song, but I know. Sun don't shine, the sun don't shine. Man.
And that's so. Yeah. So Cedric snaps on Shelton, says pretty much, I don't want to be your partner no more. I don't know how we went from tag team partners to this. Blase, blase, blah. He left, dropped his mic, and left. Oh, we didn't even talk about Angel Garza. So when Garza went up against Drew Gulak, first they bucked up in the backstage, and in the backstage, Angel Garza pretty much said, I'm gonna shove this rose up your ass. You know, we're like, okay, whatever. So then Garza has the match, and he beats Drew. So he takes the rose, puts it in his pants, and then kicks him in his ass. This might be his new thing. Think about
That's
this.
hilarious.
This might be his new thing. I will shove this
just
rose
give him,
up your
just
ass.
give him that, give him that airtime, man. I've been waiting for them to push Angel Garza again. He's gonna be a great heel.
He is though. He is though. He's a good asshole, and like he has like he just the smile on his face while being an asshole is like perfect as an asshole, because you want to punch him. Trace looks like he's like somebody farted. Yeah, look on his face like. Slim, you're awake?
Yeah. This guy's drinking water over here.
Just checking. All right. Then we get into the second match of RK Bro. Did you get to watch this match? Man, you didn't watch none of this greatness?
No, but I'm on board.
So
Yeah, it's growing on me.
I like RK.
It's growing on me. Because Randy's being Randy. 100% Randy's being Randy, and Riddle's being whatever the character they're giving him, right? So as annoying as Riddle starts getting, Randy just looks at him like, yo, I'm not your brother, man. So call me bro. He's like, yo, I know we're not like brothers, but like you're my, I just call you bro because you're my brother. He just goes on. Randy's like, shut up, man. Just zip it.
I love that Randy just walks off every time.
Every time. But like, yeah, they're back and forth. It works because Randy is just being him, and pretty much as we watch this, we're waiting for Randy to strike. We're waiting for Randy to hit him with that RKO. But they're gonna build it to a point where it's like everything is like great. Like we're like, when Team Hell No really came together, and then everybody was behind them. Like, yeah, I love this team. That's what they're waiting for. That moment where like everybody's behind them, rock and sock when everybody was behind them. You know what I mean? They're gonna take it, and then boom.
The Rockers.
Rockers weren't put together in that way, were they? I wouldn't say rockers. I
No,
was like
but
more of like
no,
that
but
like
you were
odd
with
couple.
them, and you never thought they would break up.
Yeah. There's that. Yeah. Oh, the rockers as a child broke my heart, bro. Broke my
But
heart.
because in those days, like tag teams didn't really break up. Like you know what I'm saying? It's like, can you
Nah,
imagine
man.
Demolition breaking up? They didn't really break up like that. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, man. As
But
a
then when
kid,
they broke up, like
that broke my heart. It broke my heart. Like I was a rocket. Listen, rockers is deep because in Sudbury, in Sudbury, the Jamaican Domino Club, like that, the traveling Domino Club. So there was Domino Club in Sudbury that would travel and play a Domino Club in Toronto, that would play a Domino Club in Ottawa, Montreal. You know what I mean? Wherever there was a Jamaican community, there was a Domino Club to play. And it was like a traveling, like they have 1 day tournament that night, the party. The next day, they finish the tournament, the people leave. And it was like that. You either go to one city or the other. You know what I mean? So Rockers was a thing. Like Sudbury Rockers was a thing. So when there was a wrestling called the Rockers, they were one of us to me. I was like, yo, you guys are Rockers too. And then Sean did what he did, bro. I was hurt. You gotta understand, like they were like our Hardys. Like they were like so fast, athletic, and all
Yeah.
that against all these mountains of men that they had to fight. Bro,
Yeah,
hurt me, man. Hurt me.
you look at all the tag teams in the mid to late '80s and early '90s.
Huge. They were huge. And then them, man, it hurt me. I was like, why would you do that, Sean? Like, I don't know what Marty did, but you guys could have talked, man. You guys could have talked
LOD.
about it. Demolition, bro. British Bulldogs, Heart Foundation.
Earthquake and Typhoon.
Oh my, the natural disasters. Tugboat. Tugboat was my dude, bro.
Earthquake and Typhoon.
You look, Earthquake was a
Yo,
big ass dude.
Yo, they said he was. They go out of all the big men. They say he's probably one of the
look at the
most
Steiner brothers
athletic
back then.
big men there ever was. They say he's a sumo wrestler, so he can do the splits and everything. Like
Yeah,
before he
yeah,
came to
yeah.
WWE,
What's
he
his
could
real
do
name?
splits,
George
honestly.
Tenta, something like that. I believe it's George Tenta. But yeah. He was a real dude. Like he didn't even fuck around with people.
John
Like,
Tenta.
Yeah, he's like, yeah. And then they say he was a tough son of a bitch too, as they say. He's like, yo,
yeah, 100%.
he would whip people's ass.
They said he was the nicest guy, but don't play with him because he's not playing with you. Straight, like.
Shoot.
But yeah, back to the arcade, bro. I'm looking forward to it.
Shoot,
So,
one of the biggest tag teams, Meng and Barbarian.
Yeah. Oh, Barbarian was fucking huge.
Yeah.
They were just
Warlord
huge at that time. Those guys were just all like monsters. Like,
Yeah, but remember when
Warlords.
Warlord was better than him. Was bigger than him.
oh my goodness.
Yeah, but still.
I'm just shaking my head like all these
Still.
ones, man.
But Meng, aka Haku, they said he had to be the toughest person ever. They said no one played with him. No
Baddest
one.
man on the planet.
Was Meng. No one played with him.
But yeah. Then they did the open challenge. Sheamus versus Mansoor. Not bad, but Mansoor lost because Humberto Carrillo came out, attacked Sheamus. So that's still going. So Chase's dude, they're building them up.
Yeah.
Putting them up against the United States champion too. So it's a good
He's
look.
looking good, man. He's looking good.
But unbeknownst to everybody, Mansoor had a freaking 62 win record streak that he just lost on DQ. Weird. Not something they announced, not something they said, and they just got rid of it on DQ. No cares. WWE.
And you want Vince to trot Brian around? In Goodwill, I.
Yes. But you know, Brian would have a hella lot of say. Brian would have a lot of say in that because Brian is at a point. I think Brian was always at a point where, I don't care if you fire me because I just care about wrestling. As long as I can go somewhere to wrestle, that's all I care for. So if you fire me, that's on
Always,
you.
because remember when he wanted. Remember when he didn't. Remember when he wanted to wrestle and they said no. And he's like, "Well, I'm getting
Yeah,
different opinions from other doctors. So if you're not gonna let me wrestle,
I'm gonna go
then
wrestle.
I'm going to." Remember the big thing was ROH was saying, "Come back home if you want to wrestle."
Yeah.
ROH was telling him to come back home.
That's what I mean. I think trotting him around is the best thing WWE can do to actually keep him. That way, all the contracts go through them. He gets to go all over, and they still get to keep him in the end. But all right. So, should I just tell you? Let's go into the stupid shit that Bliss was saying. She says Lily loves playing hide and seek, but she always
Why are
finds
we
her.
back at that?
Because this I while I was going through the night Monday Night Raw night, so we're gonna go through this shit again. But she always finds her peculiar positions and has always gotten her hands dirty at times. Bliss says Lily's favorite color is red, and wherever she goes, trouble seems to follow. Tell me this doesn't sound like okay. Anyways, Lily whispers something to Bliss. A certain someone may have caught her beady little eyes. Bliss can't tell us who yet. That's their dirty little secret. So Bliss said she told us before, don't blame her for what happens next. Then she starts singing a nursery rhyme, asking Lily what she made her do and how the world goes crazy at the sight of you. We have so much fun together and we'll be friends forever. What was that scream? Is this a dream? Lily, what did you make me do? Then Bliss starts smiling and she ends the rhyme with a terrified look, and then she starts smiling again. And then the camera does a close up to Lily, who also smiles, then snarls at the camera.
So, Trace, let me ask you: are you upset you missed that? I'm not.
No, I saw
Now,
that.
let me. He saw
You
it.
saw
Oh,
it?
he saw it. Oh, yeah. Oh, he saw it.
That's
Now,
the
let
only
me
thing that
ask.
happened.
Ask you, Slim. Are you mad
saw
that I
it.
read it to you?
Fuck yeah. At the end, I was like, what the fuck? I was like,
Bro, I just messaged Trace like, Alexa Bliss is singing. Like, why is she singing? Like, what?
I saw when you
Okay.
put. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
You put that up, right? So as soon as you said that, I said, let me see if I can go check this. But by the time I got on, by the time you put it on, it was done. I'm just like, I put on the tag team match, and I watched these girls get their ass handed to them. Let's turn.
No, yeah. I skipped over that just now, right now. I wasn't even going to talk about that. But then the last match, Bobby Lashley versus Braun Strowman. Lashley won. Boom. Boom. And then Drew came in. Claymore kicked Lashley. And then they revealed next week is Lashley versus McIntyre. So they're going to keep running this circle. Then the last match after that is going to be McIntyre versus Braun. And then I guess that's the pay-per-view the week after. And then they do the triple threat. Oh. Okay. We can go back to another why is this happening? So back to Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair has her match with Dana Brooke. Then she calls out Sonya Deville and says, pretty much, put me in the championship match with Asuka and Rhea Ripley because the men have won. And Sonya's like, well, that makes sense. I'll put you in it. So It's a triple threat match for the women's title too. It's a triple threat. Rhea, Asuka, and Charlotte because Charlotte asked for it. And yeah, Braun, Drew, and Bobby. BDB.
So remember how I said maybe a few weeks ago that it felt like they were just copying and pasting storylines and gender swapping between SmackDown and Raw. Now they're doing it on the same show.
On the same show. Very same show. Very same show. Hold on, how did Braun get in the match? Did he say, I deserve it too?
And being blatant about it.
Yeah. Like, they don't care. They don't care. But that's Raw, right? It's Raw. Why do we expect so much from it? Why did it have to be a staple
it had
in
its
our
bright
lives?
spots.
It did. No, this show did have its bright spots. It did. But still. Raw is the reason we have a new segment called Why Is This Happening? AEW didn't even start that. Like, we understood why it was happening on that show. It was AEW. That's just the way it goes. That's just what kind of program they want to do. Like, Jackass was a TV show too. You know what I mean? And Jackass was just a bunch of guys sitting down going, how can we hurt ourselves? Well, let's go outside. It's AEW. What can we do in the match? Let's go to the ring. You might say something, and I'll say something back, and we'll figure it out in the end. Sometimes I wonder if their run-ins are actually like planned run-in, or somebody's back there and like, you know what? It'd be cool if I run in right now, and then they run in. I'm just saying. Think about it. Think about it. It's part of the plan. But yeah. So that was the wrestling roundup of the week. See how I did that? So I did change the show to wrestling roundup. It works. It works. So I rounded up the week. Bum bum. So anyways, is there anything you guys would like to add before we jettison?
Yeah.
Let's hope that
Ryback's poll
Raw.
why he should stay off of social media.
Hold on, let me put this in the right place. I know what you mean, but still. a lot of other people's polls have them stay off of social media as well. But yeah. Ryback is hilarious.
Ryback put up a survey and it backfired hilariously.
Not burned his own survey. That's hilarious.
So this man's survey said, where should I go next? It said AEW, obviously. I believe it said ROH, New Japan. It didn't say any of the WWE brands because you know he's beef with WWE. So those ones, and then retire.
No, I think it said NXT. I think NXT.
Oh, it might have said NXT, and then it said retire. So first one, retire got about like 40% of the votes. So he came back and said, due to fraudulent voting, we're going to do another one, which is real. So, Trace, I wish I could tap you. I wish I could tap you. I wish I could tap you. Like, I can't tap you. I know he's awake now. But we can stare at him. Slim, you made me forget what I was saying, you know. Completely made me forget what I was saying.
Ryback. Second.
Oh yeah,
Ryback. Survey.
So yeah. So he dropped the second survey saying, due to fraudulent votes, we're gonna put this second survey out. Please don't. This is not a joke. This really affects my career. Don't just hit retire to hit retire. This is real. So that came back 45%. Retire. So the man said, due to another round of fraudulent votes, I'm gonna put up a third one.
But it's his own people that's doing it, though. It's his own followers.
It's own followers, any fan. But the
Yo.
worst part is, now if people weren't doing it for a joke in the first place, Buck said the third one came back 50%. Said retire.
Yo.
Like, I don't want to see you back in the ring again. You have ring rust. Who wants to see you? You should have stayed in the ring when you had the chance. Right now, you could be freaking probably. You can be have.
He wasn't good in his prime.
Oh man, that shit is funny. And I understand what he's trying to do with the poll, and I understand what he said. He was like, "Yo, you're kind of like messing with my livelihood," because I bet he was trying to put that up to show the different promotions that there's still a want for him. Know what I mean? So if there was a 60% go to AEW, he can go to AEW. See, 60% of the people who voted on my shit want to see me go to you. You know what I mean? 80% if they went NXT, he might have given Triple H a call like, "Yo, the people want to see me."
I want to see the next video.
Man, this shit said retire. He can't bring that to anybody.
How he spins this?
Yo, I'm dying, yo. Oh man, poor Ryback. Should have never changed his name. He should have just kept Ryan.
You should just kept you should have just stayed with wrestling and kept the feed more instead of saying he's not going to wrestle.
No, he stopped wrestling because of what's it called? Injuries, he said. And then he has a dog that like gets injured when it walks.
He had an injury.
Yeah, he had an injury himself where he had to like rehab and all that stuff. But then he said also he had to take care of his dog because his dog is like a dog that like whatever it does, whatever it moves, it can break its leg, like type shit. So he had to do something to take care of his dog for a minute. So between himself and his dog, that's why he hasn't been wrestling. Plus, he started that company to feed me more shit for like the working out, which he says he makes pretty good bank off of. So that's his other thing. So people are good to go to him to say, "Hey, you can help me make muscles, but I don't want to see you wrestle. Just show me how to get muscles. That's all. I don't want to see you wrestle." But yeah. So
That's his own people too. Like it's your own followers. That the celebrity asks his own followers.
Yeah.
So you can't get mad.
And more every time.
That's the thing. Like the first one, we said retire, 100% his followers. You know what I mean? Like unless you follow Ryback, you didn't really see it. But as soon as he announced, I'm putting it out a second time because of this.
That's when he got more.
That's when everybody started going, "Oh yeah, retire, bitch." And then when he said third time, nah, now everybody's gonna be ruthless. The people who know how to create like 50 accounts to do it, 100 accounts, they're gonna do it. Like it's what it is. So can't wait to see Ryback. Like you said, the video and Ryback spinning this like this wasn't real. It was all a gimmick.
And you know he's gonna spin it.
And then he'd be like, see me on this wrestling show this day. And he'll say something about fuck Triple H or Vince McMahon. Like, because he doesn't like them. So yeah. All right, Slim, anything else? Would you like to add anything else before we go? Give us your A to Z favorite wrestlers.
Favorite wrestlers?
A to Z favorite wrestlers. The Z's. Z's. Like, Z, yeah. Aziz. Aziz.
Yeah.
Aziz. Commander Aziz. I think I found your name. Commander Aziz.
He's been watching too much. He's been watching too many Ryback videos.
Oh man. I'm dying. I'm dying, man. I'm dying. All right.
Yo, Slim, you know we got a new segment, another new segment too, right? Just let them know before we leave.
Oh, yeah. We
Crazy
drop it one more
came
time.
up with last week.
Did we name it? If we named it, I forgot the name.
I don't know if we gave it a name.
Okay, good. So
But yeah.
if we'll give you one before we go. Pause. All right. If Method Man was a wrestler, what would his submission move be and called?
I got it. Old school Iron Sheik camel clutch called the Italian Stallion.
It would be. You said. What did you say? It could be any move.
Yeah. I said, what's his submission move? What's it called and what is it?
It would be the Dragon Sleeper. I would call it protection now.
Okay.
There you
What would
go.
his?
There you go. There you go.
Sorry, I should have started this from the beginning. What is his entrance music?
Bring the pain. Or release it down. But it could be either.
I came to bring the. I don't know. That starting of Bring the Pain, where he walks out, and then the ding, 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 ding.
But Release Yourself is Rocky though.
Release Yourself, I feel is like WrestleMania, like when they bring like the band out, and before he even comes out, and she's just on the mic. When you first stepped on the scene, Vince will come out for this part. Niggas was petrified. I can say that, right? Yes, you can, Vince. Keep singing. So, all right.
They're gonna release like Killer Bees into the Thunderdome.
When he goes out, he screams. He goes, "Ah!" and bees come out of his mouth. See, Killer Bees. And then, okay.
So I think it's my song would just be just normal. METHOD, man. I just leave it at that. Hey, you get off my. You don't know me. You don't know my stuff. Yeah, that's so.
All right.
By the way, Chiz, did you watch the verses yet?
No, I didn't actually. Did you send it to me? I feel like someone sent it to me.
Go watch the verses.
Okay.
Verses was nice. So.
What else? What was the other one? What's his high flying move?
Okay. Nah. That kind of piggybacks off the last one.
Elbow smash.
I have to go back to that.
The elbow smash?
Yeah.
Oh, that works because he does have the tattoo with the whole spider on the elbow. But what is it called? I almost said how high, and I was like, no. That.
Oh, I got one.
Drop it.
I got one.
Okay.
Gut wrench suplex off the top rope called the Killer Hills.
103.04. This is 103.04, right? Damn, how did I remember that?
Yeah.
Oh my lord. I haven't heard that in a minute. All right. And what is his finisher? Finish move. Is that like, does that have to be called Bring the Pain? Like, should it be called Bring the Should it be called Tikal? Like, no.
No, I got one. No, I got one though.
It's the Tikal 2000 Judgment Day.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
But what's the move?
Come on, man. I was gonna say it'd be shoot off the ropes, push up, and then come down with the choke slam. Judgment Day.
I would be remember I forget it's a there's a name for it. Is it Bronco? You know how Mr. Perfect used to use his suplex, right?
Yeah.
But it's a running brainbuster. Like you pick him up like that, and you kind of take a couple steps, and you give him a brainbuster. Let's call it cream.
Sounds nasty.
That sounds nasty.
Okay, but
I
what is?
wouldn't
what
even
is?
call that
Hold
one
on.
breakups to makeups.
That can. All right, but I was gonna say cream.
Because you could finish.
What would?
You could finish with the pin.
But
Or
what
just
would
call it,
cream?
or
What would
call,
cream
or you know
stand
what?
for
I'll take a
in
cream.
the wrestling
I'll
context?
take away cream and call it the 36 chamber. Just take off and just call it the 36 chamber.
And one. Oh! I don't think we did this. Taunts. What is his taunt?
Oh, he would. Who used to do it? Ziggler does it more often. He'll lay on the top rope in the corner and pretend he's smoking.
How high? So high that I can touch the sky. All right. I guess we could probably do one more. Slim.
I was thinking of a ton, but I don't know. That was pretty good. That was pretty good.
All right. So we'll do one more. Can't use this. I was gonna say Master P, but he was already a wrestler. He was already a wrestler. Or he already had his own team. So shit. LL Cool J. What is his entrance? I feel like I hear it. Let me see if you guys.
Come on. Mama said knock you out. There's no other way to go to the ring.
I like the Who Shot You beat, but yeah.
Would be closest.
Yeah. Okay. Mama said knock you out.
Mama said knock you out.
Yeah. Mama said knock you out. And he comes out in what's it called? In the boxing robe. Or no, it's LL Cool J. It's LL Cool J. So he might have a boxing robe, a la Ric Flair.
Yeah, but you gotta be careful with coming to that song, because you gotta win every time that song comes out. You can't come into that song. It has to be like a song comes out to like he's a demon or something like that. Because you can't come to a song and lose. Mom said knock you out and you get your ass whipped.
That's the problem with people today, though. Their music sucks. Like they don't have iconic music. Like you know what I mean? Like win or lose, you still cheered that Stone Cold glass shatter. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, you know what I
mean?
That glass. Speaking of which,
like their music was on point no matter what.
With Jim Johnson.
Oh yeah, Jim Johnson been talking a lot actually lately. Not crazy, nothing crazy, but yeah, Jim Johnson is the one who made that music where it was still iconic, but it was a good music in the first place.
Still like fit the individuals.
Yeah, as soon as CFO money came, it was over. Like it was just corny music. But yeah, Mama said knock you out. All right. What's his submission move? All right, I want to go to his finish move right away because I want to call it pink cookies in a plastic bag, getting crushed by buildings.
I know where
I want that for the finisher.
Oh, okay. I wasn't even thinking that.
But go.
Okay, I was gonna say it'd be like a big show, like a knockout. It'd be the 4, 3, 2, 1. Get the 4, 3,
I'm thinking about that.
2, 1.
All right. I just like pink cookies in a plastic bag being crushed by buildings. All right. So what would be the submission move? Submission.
It would be the $1 million dream called the bamboo earrings.
Called the bamboo earrings.
The bamboo earring. Where he's gonna hold it. What?
It's true, because it comes in this, like this, and like this, yeah. All right, all right.
That's pretty
flying
good.
move.
That's pretty good.
What's the high flying move?
A flying headbutt.
I fly.
It's a death.
With the
lick
hat
his
off?
lips.
With the hat off?
With the hat off. Because he likes to lick his lips, right? So he goes top rope, lick his lips. And
You know how
he
he,
top ropes?
but you know how he hates taking off his hat and actually showing his ball. Well, I guess he's got over that lately. Remember, like coming up, as soon as he started losing his hair, he would never take his hat off for nothing. He had like a hat for every occasion.
Yeah, he did, you know.
He had a hat for every occasion, or what's it called, a do-rag or a beanie. And remember, Fubu made all those beanies.
He always has something on his head.
You remember his show In the House?
Yeah.
I don't believe there was one time you actually saw his actually bald head. He always had something on. Oh,
I would say high flying move would be he'd put the opponent on the announce table, go up to the top, swanton, and it'd be called the booming system.
I can go with that. Go rock with that. With the booming system. Yo, I gotta go listen back to some LL Cool J shit because. Yo, he has so many good names.
Or he can have a high flying move and call it the roundaway.
Like he has a lot of good names.
Shooting star press.
No,
remember?
No, that's a spin kick.
He's the first one to say goat.
Spin kick, roundaway.
No, he's the first one to have goat.
Roundaway, yes.
That's a setup. That's a setup before his finisher.
What's his taunt?
Yeah.
Well, I think his taunt should be the licking the lips part.
Licking the lips. Yeah, that's it right there.
Licking the lips and flexing. You know, like
he'll pull out some chapstick.
Pull out chapstick. And then he does like the muscle bounce.
the peck bounce.
Yeah.
Yo, he'd be a great heel.
He would. Yeah. He would.
I'm still.
It'd be like Ravishing Rick Rude.
As you guys are saying this right now, I'm remembering the story to talk about the fight between him and Jamie Foxx.
That was great. Jamie Foxx didn't know what was coming. Yeah. Jamie Foxx didn't realize what was coming until he took that lick.
Yeah. Yo, L, you cool? Yeah, I'm cool. I'm cool. And then L just waited, and then all you saw was.
Yeah, man.
Jamie didn't know why it hit him.
At all. No clue. But you don't play around with people, man. You gotta remember, he's an actor second. Well, say he's an actor third.
He's from Queens first, bro. Like
that's what I'm saying. He's from Queens first. He's a rapper second. And then he was an actor. At that point, he was a actor third.
He's the GOAT, and then he's the actor.
Right? Come on. There's no way he's gonna let anyone punk him and let that story go back.
I consider him the logo of hip hop.
So like the Jerry West.
And he's much more deserving of it than Jerry West.
Yeah. I guess money. Jerry West. That's why they've been trying to get Kobe. Get a chance
right place,
Kobe.
right time.
Yeah. There's still there are the petitions out there for the change of the Kobe, but I don't see that happening. But it's a good gesture. Maybe one day it'll be the Jordan logo because he'll be the sponsor of the league or something. That'd be interesting, actually. But yeah, probably that too. But all right, so that is another episode of Casual Fan, the Wrestling Roundup. We will announce dates for when I do my Shawn Michaels theme song, and Mr. Steven S dons his kilt. People,
with the
if
music.
you ever wondered what his knees look like, you gonna find out. Oh yeah, all you people who wondered, all you who wondered.
I'm gonna get some knee pads. Well, actually, elbow pads. Make them as knee pads because the fucking knee pads don't fit.
Or Slim's gonna be Slim's gonna be the first person to sag a kilt.
You're damn right. That's coming off my knees.
Bro, your kilt's not supposed to go to your calves. What's going on? Don't worry about that.
Look how long Piper's kilt was.
Yo,
I'm not wearing a
yo,
skirt.
Slim gonna look like he was on the Fab Five with Chris Webber.
His kilt gonna be long as fuck. Okay, a nun's gonna see his kilt and be like, "Damn."
Hey, we might have to market that.
Yo, actually, a nun would see his kilt and be proud. See, nice and long, like we like them, bro. Sorry, that's a Catholic school joke. If you've only been to a Catholic school, you know.
No,
The nuns would actually like bring you into the hallway if they think that they will bring the girls into the hallway, and if they thought
the skirt's supposed to look, eh?
Yeah, so the skirts are so long. So what they do is make them put their hands by their sides. If their skirt was like their hand went further than the skirt, then they'd have to go home and change or put on pants or some shit. So, sorry, Catholic school joke.
I live right across the street from Don Bosco. Trust me. Out of all the girls there may be like 3 that had it that long.
Oh, okay.
Everybody else's skirt was right above the buttocks.
I bet you when. Well, I don't know. Did they have nuns in their school?
Nuns, priests, they had a bunch of people. Round 4 even. Round 4 was a coach.
No. Yeah.
None that he remembers.
You see it there.
I did not. Hey, I lived across the street from the school. I did not go to the school.
But you were still.
The school came to us.
But you were still at school age, were you not?
Oh, hell yeah.
So why were you not at the school?
I didn't go to Catholic school that time. I wasn't Catholic.
I didn't say why didn't you enroll. I said go, bro.
Oh.
I'd be in their schoolyard every day. They'd be like, "CheZZa, go home."
I've been there many times, but it's even better when they want to come across the street to you.
Oh, no, man, can't let them know where you live.
Hey, man, we were young at that time, man. We didn't really care. We were reckless, man.
No, when I was a kid, nah, man. I don't really listen.
Especially mom was at home.
But that's the thing. That's how they trick you, because they like to show up when mom is home. The mom's like, "Why is this girl at my door?" And then you gotta explain who this girl is when she's nothing. And then this girl gets to go to school the next day talking about, "I met his mom." You didn't meet my damn mom. You did not meet. You showed up at my house and she was there. There's a difference between me and her and just showing up at the damn house.
Yo, that kind of psychology at that age is dangerous,
bro. Listen, because I was always that guy. Like, no, I'll meet you at your house. No, where you live? I'll go meet you. Like, I'm still like that to this day. I'm still like that to this day. Yo, CheZZa, I'll come to your house. No, I'll reach you. Don't worry. I drive. Don't worry, man. I'll come to you. Don't worry. I've always been like that. Always been like that. It's like, you don't need, like, I don't like people. I don't know. Because I feel like as soon as people come to your house, you have to be entertaining. I'm not that entertaining. My mom came here on Saturday. I think I just don't understand the concept of it. My mom came to the house and she was chilling. We worked on the garden, whatever. Like, she wanted to like take some of my perennials or whatever they're called. So she grabbed a whole bunch, and then we're just sitting in the house, and she looked at Jose, and she's like, "Jose, let's go. Chess is boring." I was like, "What do you want from me?" I'm like, "What the hell?" She's like, "You're just sitting there," and I'm like, "You're just sitting there. Like, what the hell? Am I supposed to start telling jokes? Like, what the hell you mean entertaining?
Yes,
Like,
sir.
what do you mean? Am I supposed to stand up? Like, you want me to have a set? You know, you want me to start dancing? Like, what do you want from me, man?" But I'm boring. That's what you get. But yeah, so it's always funner
Yeah,
to go
that's a G
abroad.
move though.
Yeah, it just I don't know. Just the way I've always been. I've always been. But yeah, anyways, anything else you'd like to add to wrestling before we run
On
off?
that
We've
note,
been
Happy
almost
Mother's
2 hours.
Day this Sunday.
Oh yes, yes, yes. Happy Mothers.
Yes,
Indeed.
to all the mothers out there, happy Mother's Day.
To all the mothers out there. And yeah. I wish you more children.
Oh, that's horrible. I'm good.
Uh,
All the straight.
I don't know. What do you feel like? Happy Mother's Day? Like, what do you wish them? Like,
I know.
more time as a mother? Like, I don't know. It's all about being a mother, right? I'm not gonna say can't wait till all your kids grow up. Like, I don't know. Big up to any future mothers as well.
All
It's
right,
your
wait,
time.
my phone
It's
will
your-
die
Yes,
in
yes.
3 minutes.
It's your time
Not
now.
even 3 minutes. I'm at 3%. So
Just so you know, we only have one listener.
okay, then I'm out. Mr. Steven
Thank you
S,
for showing up. We appreciate
Thank
it.
you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
I got 3% phone.
He has 3% before he falls asleep.
2%. I gotta eat a snack first. I gotta eat a snack first before I fall asleep. And then
Aight though. Alright, look
Alright.
more everybody. See everybody tomorrow. Marvel critique
Y'all be safe.
unit. We got some shit to talk about tomorrow.
Alright.
Bless up. Peace.
Oh yeah.